Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. On this topic, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how the narcissist is really not happy, and sometimes they'll even tell you they're not happy, and why they won't really give you closure. Why won't the narcissist give you closure? If you guys have not seen The Narcissist is in Love with Jezebel, you guys have to check that one out. If you guys are only watching certain videos, then, certain things just won't make sense. But what I will say on this podcast is that the narcissist is not doing well. They're not doing well right now. They're not really happy. They're not living that life that they told you they were going to live. That blasphemous person that was in front of you, who made fun of you, who slandered you to others, who admitted to slandering you, admitted to gaslighting you, admitted to cheating on you, who laughed in your face, who mocked you, who, feel like, the narcissist felt like they were a couple of steps in front of you and they got away with what they did to you. And, people have wronged them. They don't care about wronging you. They don't care about taking their frustration. They don't care about taking their bad luck and trying to sacrifice you. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about anything, just the simple fact that they were able to lie to you, able to fool you, able to use you for supply, for sex, for energy, for a place to live, for just someone's security, safety, basic human needs. They used you for basic human needs because they're on survival mode. They don't even know how to just be human. They don't understand humanity. They don't understand emotions. No one else's emotions, no one else's issues, problems. They don't want to, they don't have any empathy to care about anyone but themselves. These are people that are very selfish, very greedy. As more aware as they become, the more they try to fool you, the more they try to deceive you behind a smile. So this is a person that feels as if they've gathered enough intel, enough information, and now they feel as if, hey, I got a lot of things over on you. I've put all this stuff into work based on the information that I've witness with empaths and with other narcissists, narcissists that are not self-aware, because once upon a time I wasn't self-aware either, but now I know. And now I'm able to manipulate people into believing my lies, into believing me, because in the end, they're going to realize that they put so much trust in me. They believed everything I said, but everything I said was for my own convenience. I wasn't thinking about everyone else. I was thinking about myself. How can I get into different situations with different people and make sure that those people don't get anything out of me? Not one penny, not loyalty, not a friendship. When they're done with you, they don't care about the friendship. They don't care about the times you were there for them, when they were sick, when they were just going through trials and tribulations. They don't care about that. Their whole thing is, how can I get with you? How can I get out of this relationship? Taking all of your supply, all of your energy, all of your time. How can I do this without giving you anything in return, not even a friendship, anything? How can I leave this situation where, I'm going to leave you, baffled at what I did, and then you're going to be so mad But if you do get mad or you do something, I'm ready for you because I've been planning on this for a very long time. I've been planning on this. I've been working the courage to do this to you just so that I can gain even more energy out of you, because you're going to realize that every single time you had an intuition, every single time you questioned me about something and I told you, wow, it seems like you're psychic. Every time I mocked you, every time I told you it was all in your head, or you're crazy, or you're this, you're that, you're going to come to that point where everything is going to make sense, but you're not going to be able to get anything, any closure, anything out of me, because I'll be on to the next. And I've learned from all these relationships that I've been in what to do, what not to do. And you're so baffled because you're like, wow, you took it out on me? I was some type of experiment. You took it out on me, and they think that they're going to be happy. They'll laugh at you. They'll expose themselves. Sometimes you'll start catching the narcissist lying, right? Sometimes they'll expose themselves because that's how much, happiness and joy they feel in that moment, where they feel like, I'm going to be happy. You're not. So they're coming to you in a malicious way. You would never move on with someone else and slap it on the narcissist's face, even if it did come to that point where you're ready to move on or something. You have enough respect, clarity, and you don't have that much hate in your heart to sit there and expose yourself to someone and tell them, hey, look at all the stuff I've been doing behind your back. Because anything that you've ever done, you've never done it to be malicious, to be hateful, revengeful. So now you're starting to see and understand that this person's laughing in your face. They're making it seem like they're going to drift into the sunset and live a happily ever life, right? And you're kind of like, okay, so what about the time? What about all this stuff? And the narcissist is just kind of like, that didn't mean anything to me. That's their attitude. It didn't mean anything. Or, things happen. Relationships change. You're obsessed. This is normal for relationships to end. This is normal. Why are you so mad because I'm happy and you're not happy? You're mad because I found someone else. Go find someone else. You go find someone else. Go find someone else. They tell it to you like it's so easy, like they found someone so quickly, so easily. But they're not letting you know that they used you as a source of energy to conjure up a Jezebel spirit. So, they're giving off that energy when you're not around, that they're single, but they're only that confident and that outspoken because they've taken that energy from you. You're giving it to them. They feel, they feel like they have their basic needs met, and now they're becoming greedy right away. So they're like, where is that Jezebel spirit? I'm looking. They're constantly looking. Sometimes they'll even tell people the truth, and they'll think to themselves like, that person, I don't have a chance with that person, right? So they don't care about telling that person they're in a relationship. And then that person's actually attracted to them knowing they're in a relationship. And the narcissist is like, okay, I found the Jezebel spirit. That's when they become excited. That's when they become, start to devalue you. That's when they're, being nice. They're attentive, but you can tell there's a change. There's something there. Now they're trying to eat healthy. Now they're super focused on something. They're focused on change, right? And you went from, anytime there's a big change in the relationship, in the family, you're used to talking things out. You're used to planning ahead. You're used to planning for the future. Now, all of a sudden, they're like, I don't know about the future. I don't know if I want marriage. I don't know if I want kids. I don't know if, if it happens, it happens. If we get there, we get there. But right now, it's not the right time. So everything changes in that person. And what makes that betrayal so vulgar, so disrespectful, is that they leave making you believe that they're going to be happy, and they leave because they've been having this affair, double life, triple life. So now they leave thinking, hey, not only do I have this new supply or this, past supply that I re-idolized, but I have someone else. So now it's like they're coming at you like, hey, what do you want to do? We could be around each other. We can still, everything can be okay. Just let me leave. Let me do what I want to do. That's their attitude, So you're really believing this person's going to be happy. So you hold on. You're begging them. You're changing who you are as a person. You're thinking you're going to do something to change this person's mind. You're crying. You're asking them why. Why would they do this to you? Why? Why would they just do this? What did you do? You didn't do anything. Things were just good a couple of days, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, month ago. You're thinking like, hey, we just went on vacation. You're thinking like, what happened? What changed? And now you don't want to let go because you're thinking this type of confidence, they must really had found the one. There's something about this new supply. It's something about them that's different from me. They're a whole Jezebel spirit, and the narcissist knows it. They were waiting for that Jezebel spirit. They know it. That's why they're like, I'm gone. I have another empath on the side waiting for me too. And if this doesn't work out, I'll just give my full attention to that new empath and wait for another Jezebel to come by. And you're thinking, wow, so you're doing all of this over supply? You're being this disrespectful. Like, you don't really have to be this. You're at the point where you've had dreams, intuitions. This person gaslit you, but you knew they were gaslighting you. You're at the point where you're just like, okay, it hurts, but what can I do? I don't want to look crazy. I don't want to do that. I don't want to chase after someone that doesn't want me. But you're still confused because you're like, how did this even happen? How the hell did I end up like in this situation where it's like this person's just happy and they're sitting here telling me, oh, hey, go look for someone else after they've moved on, right? So what happens to most empaths is that you wait for the narcissist to come back. You wait for them to give you closure, but then they come in and out of your life not giving you full closure, and you're wondering why. Why won't they give me full closure? One, you'll think to yourself, well, if they give me closure, that means that they know I'll move on and I'll try to, I'll eventually process it and say, hey, this person said, they didn't mean for things to go this way, but they're always going to care about me. It really sucks the way it happens. It hurts them to see me hurt, whatever. That's what you're expecting. You're expecting something because you're always that person that's like writing or telling the narcissist later on when you see them with their new supply. You're such of a good person that you'll sit there and say, hey, I forgive you for how you treated me. Hey, just want to let you know, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have learned so many things about bad people. Hey, I love you. Hey, I'm always going to be here. I'll always be your friend. I know you're not talking to me. I know you're happy with the new supply. You keep thinking they're happy. You keep saying that. But a part of you knows the reason they did not give you closure is because they believe if they give you that closure, you're going to move on to the next person. So this means that this Jezebel spirit, they're married to this spirit. They love this spirit. They're always falling into temptation when it comes to this Jezebel spirit, whether it comes through an old supply or a new supply. They're in love with that spirit. And you're thinking, well, why didn't they give me closure? Don't you think by now the narcissist understands why they don't give you closure? They'll even tell you, I'm never going to give you closure. Basically saying you're always going to be my supply and I'm never going to give you that closure so that you can move on to someone else. Never going to give you that approval. You're thinking that's hateful. You've moved on. Why don't you want me to be happy? And you'll become angry. You'll become sad. You'll become all these different emotions, angry because you feel like, wow, I didn't get that closure and I'm trying to move on. I'm trying, but I've been single for a while now. What's going on with me? I don't even know what's happening in the narcissist's life anymore. They don't even contact me. They didn't give you that closure. You're thinking, I wonder if they're getting their karma. I hope they're getting their karma. Now you're mad. You're saying these things because it's actually happening. The reason you're even thinking about karma and you're looking it up is because they're actually getting it. They're really actually getting it. This is why they hoover you. They still won't give you closure because they feel like we were never over. I just put you on the shelf. We weren't really over. You're still my property. And this is why they don't want to talk about how they left you. They don't even want to bring it up. They're like, you should know what's going on by now. It's a game. It's a game. You think I'm playing you, but I'm playing myself because I keep falling in love with that Jezebel spirit. So I'm back here because everything turned to crap. So I'm back here. You should know that. You should know I'm never gone for too long. You should know that because it never works out with that Jezebel spirit. That's why I hate women. That's why I hate men. That's why I hate relationships. That's why I hate the world. They're angry. They're upset now. They're coming to you upset. You're wondering, I haven't talked to you. What did I do? Oh, you didn't do anything. I'm just upset at my family, my friends. I'm just tired. Tired of what? They're tired of the Jezebel spirit. You're sitting here thinking they were happy. Then you're sitting here thinking, I wonder if they're getting their karma. Then you're thinking, oh, well, I haven't found anyone. I haven't been able to move on. That's because they didn't give you closure. Your intuition told you they're not giving me closure because they don't want me to move on. You're damn right. The narcissist is thinking you're damn right. You're damn right. If I give you closure, I'm going to stay with this Jezebel spirit and I'm going to get my karma back to back to back. Especially if you move on without the closure and you forgive me. So when you get to that point of forgiveness, when you're not thinking about the narcissist anymore because you've forgiven them and you've forgiven them and you've accepted that this person wants to be, running around with demons all day. They want to be on demon time and you're choosing peace. You're choosing God in your life. You're choosing to focus on yourself, not to go and hop from relationship to relationship looking for that narcissistic spirit in someone else. You're not looking for that spirit. You're with God. You're with God. It's painful, but it's peaceful at the same time. That's where you're at. And you can be in a situation where you've told the narcissist, like, hey, I don't care. Like, have a good life. Like, be happy with that person. And they'll start having this person call you. They'll start sending you pictures. You're wondering, why is it that when I finally have peace, when I finally forgive these narcissist people in my life, they come back at that time? Because they know if they're getting their karma, see, when you don't know and they haven't given you closure and you're sitting here gossiping with other people about what they did to you, you're trying to find answers, you're trying to talk to a new supply, you're angry, you're in your emotions. What's happening is that the narcissist is like, you're sad? You're sad? I'm happy. Because while you're sad or bitter or angry or have these negative energy emotions, they don't want you to know that as long as you feel like that, they haven't got their karma yet. This is why they're still having a good time with this Jezebel spirit. The moment you actually let go of these emotions, you know this person's playing a game that you don't even know how to play. So the moment you realize, oh, this person's playing a game that I wasn't even aware of. I didn't know that that's the reason why he didn't give me closure. I mean, I had a feeling about it. I just wasn't sure. Your intuition told you. You didn't listen to your intuition. But I lived this. This is what I'm telling you. So you're thinking, okay, they didn't give me closure. They're back. They want to see you sad because as long as you're sad, as long as they're over there having a good time, and they're coming in and out, sending you texts, how are you doing? What are you doing? Can I see you? They're playing games with you, They're playing games with you. You're sad, you're upset, you're mourning the relationship. They're not thinking about you. The moment you say, I'm going to, you might even talk to yourself. You might even say it out loud. I'm going to put this narcissist behind me. I'm done worrying about them. I'd rather have peace in my life. I'd rather let go of them. It's like you're making a pact with the universe. You're like, hey, I did all I can, universe. My soul was tied to this person. I was married to this person, but I've suffered a lot. They keep choosing the Jezebel spirit. There's nothing I can do. Because if I retaliate, bad things are going to happen to me, because at this point, I know that there's something wrong, even if I don't know fully to the extent of what's going on. I feel bad all the time. I feel bad. I feel sick. Emotionally, physically, I feel sick. I feel like crap. I don't feel like I'm a human being anymore. I feel like they chipped away at my soul. I feel like they chipped and chipped and chipped. They were selling me out for that Jezebel spirit. And when that Jezebel spirit uses them, leaves them for a greater narcissist, then they're back. Or you forgive them and now they're contacting you. They might not even want to come back with you. They just say something to you to trigger you. Or they just text you something or email you something. They try or send you a letter. Or they bump into you. They might even bump into you with the new supply. Anything to get a reaction out of you. To keep you stuck on them. Once you don't care, even if you bump into the narcissist with the new supply, you really don't care. You're not a hater. You're not jealous. You're not what they tried to make you to be, because that's what they wanted from you. Not only did they want that from you, they wanted to cause that same pain onto you. When they left, they laughed at you. They made fun of you. They talked really nasty about you behind your back. And that's why the universe won't allow you to be with this person, because they've done some of the most nastiest, blasphemous things to you. The universe is like, cut this relationship. It's over. There's no rekindling this relationship, and things will happen over back to back to back. Little signs telling you, stay away. Let this person act like they're happy. They drew the line. They drew the line in this game. They cheated. They cheated. Leave them alone. They don't want you to know that they cheated. They don't want you to know that they're cheating their way through the game. All because they don't want to give you closure. They're greedy. They don't want people to be happy. They're envious. They're jealous. All because of those. They just don't want people to have a chance until they make sure that things work out for them. And even then, they still don't want you to be happy, because they want you to envy them, and you just don't give a damn. You just don't. You do not care. And that's when they care, when you don't care, because bad things are happening to them. So you're worried about closure. They won't give you the closure. But you're not thinking, why are they even back here? When they left, they were blasphemous. They were the devil himself, herself. Why are they back all of a sudden? Karma. Why don't they come back sometimes? You're wondering why. Sometimes they don't come back at all. Because things have gotten really messed up for them, all because they didn't give you that closure. And they're so embarrassed that they don't want you to see them. It doesn't matter what they're posting. It doesn't matter what you think you see. It doesn't matter that house that they put on the internet, that new house. You know, I know narcissists like back in the day, and it's crazy because I didn't realize a lot of these narcissists would hang out with me because of what I had. And these weren't people that didn't have anything themselves, but it was people that these narcissists actually, you know, had good careers or good jobs or had a good substantial amount of money, and they still would lie. Like, we could go to rent, you know, a Airbnb or something, and it's this huge house with a pool, and the narcissist would just take a picture next to the pool or in the room sleeping or something, and then they post it, and they want you to believe that's theirs. Or they'll even put my new house, and they're laughing the whole time they're putting it because they're like, oh, I'm getting ready to fool everyone. I'm back. It's recess time on the internet. It's recess time. They're hoping you're going, when they don't come around, they're hoping that you're spying on them. Like, any little thing that they do, they think you're watching them, and you're not even watching them. You're living your life. You've actually don't even feel that tie to the, you don't feel that soul tie anymore. You don't even lie to yourself and tell yourself that. You don't even lie to yourself and say, I think I have a soul tie. You know you don't have it anymore. You know you don't have it at all. You've been lying to yourself. They've been programming you to act the same over and over and over again because you didn't know what was going on. So once you know what's going on, and once you know that when someone walks out on you that blasphemous, they can't move on to the next person until they've asked you for forgiveness. So anytime people try to play you, they're playing themselves. Do you understand? Whoever they end up surrounding themselves with are going to have bad luck. Bad things are going to happen. And the narcissist is only going to care about what they can get. When someone plays you, they're playing themselves. And if you stay around knowing that that person's a clown, they're a fool, and they're going around people, and then they're coming back and acting like they haven't been with anyone else, and they want you to believe that even though you saw it with your own eyes, then you're the bigger fool. They can't move on. They can't be happy until you've moved on and you're happy. Until you've forgiven them, then they can move on. So it doesn't matter what you see if you're not seeing this happen. They've already tied themselves down to you, and as long as you're still angry, upset, even if you say I forgave them, but you still get mad at certain thoughts, the narcissist can't be free. So they're chasing behind a Jezebel spirit as we speak. Or they're getting involved with an empath that is going to put them in a really bad situation. And that empath is going to do it unknowingly. And this is why you won't hear back from them, because they don't want you to see how bad they've gotten. They don't want you to see that they look crazy, that they're going from supply to supply. They're looking insane. They're on drugs. All type of things are happening to them. They don't want you to see that. But it's so much easier for them to forgive you and let you move on. But they don't know that God's power is way more powerful when you forgive. But most people won't teach you about forgiveness. And a lot of times you don't want to forgive because you're still angry. And that's a phase. You have to be angry. You have the right to be angry. That's some crazy stuff they put you through. But there comes a point in time, and you know it, that you do have to forgive them. And you know that when you do forgive them, you know you have to be strong enough not to take them back. You know? So this is what happens, is that the narcissist does not give you closure. They fool you into believing they're happy. Also, that you won't be able to move on. And you know that. Deep down inside, you know that. Your intuition told you, but sometimes you need to hear it out. They cannot move on. They cannot be happy. And a lot of times they're tormented and they're getting bad karma, right? All the time because of the things they've done to other people. And they actually have been put in situations where they might not tell you they bumped into people from their past. And they'll say, oh, that's crazy. I bumped into someone, I did something really bad to them back in the day. But they won't tell you what they did. They won't even tell you if that's really the person they're telling you about. They might tell you it was a guy friend and they really bumped into a past supply from them that they robbed or they did something really messed up with too. And that new supply saw them and probably even smiled at them, treated them with kindness. And they're sitting here telling you, oh, that person, they just smiled at me. They gave me that look like they forgave me. Yeah, those people are in heaven. Yes. And you're still envious of them. You're saying you want the best for them, but you're secretly still envious. So they're telling you one thing, but when you're not around, they're gossiping about that person. So they're basically admitting to you in so many different ways that they know they wrong people and that these people forgive them, that they even come across these people who are probably angels. And even their past supplies, they've demonized them, and they're probably angels and you're mad at them. You feel like, why do they keep forgiving the narcissist? And really they're just, co-parenting or something. The narcissist triangulates people, and they do this in a way that's so cunning. They do it in a way that's so cunning because people, tend to forgive these type of people over and over again, and behind their back they're saying, oh, that person's miserable, when really they're happy and it's them who's miserable. They're literally getting people, they're flying monkeys, even their new supply, even you at one point, and they're making you believe that these past supplies are actually jealous of them. In reality, they're mad because they're being blessed. They passed the test. And then sometimes they'll even tell you, I'm kind of proud of everyone. Everyone is doing good. I'm not a hater. I'm not jealous. So they're in conflict with themselves. And when you're telling them to let go and just forgive, now they're telling you that you're in conflict with yourself because they're not sure of who they are. They're back talking, gossiping. So they're in hell. And now they have to watch all of their supplies move on from them, find closure without the narcissist giving them the closure. And those women, those men were strong enough to never look back. They didn't want that kind of woman in their life. They said, I'm good. I don't care. I'm never going to that type of woman. They know when they come around a narcissist woman and they're like, yeah, she's nice, but I'm not weak of a man to get with this person because she'll have me trauma bonded for a long time. Because she won't want to give me closure and she'll try to provoke me and piss me off. She wants me to hurt her. So no, I don't want that kind of female. I'm good. I like peace in my life. I like peaceful women now. Now you know how to spot a narcissist. Now you're like, hey, I don't want to go through hell again. I don't want to be I don't care about the Hoover anymore. I don't care about what this person's doing. Because while I was with that person, I was ready to die. The narcissist basically watched you suffer. They watched you and they just polished their nails and just stared out the window and were having secret conversations in their head. I'm telling you guys, because these people know what they're doing. I remember, just feeling bad, and this person is touching my heart. They're touching my third eye before I even knew what a third eye was. So when you wake up, you realize I thought life had no meaning without that person. I really believed that. Like, I was that sad that I actually believed, what's the point on living? And people are looking at you crazy like, hey, you had a life before them. And then you're thinking, yeah, but I've always been sad. No, you were never that, and you were never in that conflict, in that state of misery until that one narcissist came in your life and really did you. Because you didn't understand that these people are playing a game, and after a while that you don't get that closure, and if anything, they become even more mean. You're thinking, there's something wrong with me. People tell you there's nothing wrong with you. Get rid of that person. The whole time, the narcissist, they're in a state of misery. There's something bothering them. They're in love with the Jezebel spirit, whether it's in a man or a woman. They're in love with that spirit. And, you're in love with the person, with all the information they're teaching you. That's what you're really in love with, because you're learning from this person. This person's teaching you things. But what hurts the most is when that person betrays you. And then they're looking at you like, yeah, now you know how I feel. Like, that's what I went through. But they're doing it to you, and you have to live with it. So what we tend to do is that we tend to lie to ourselves, and we tell ourselves, well, they must have found someone better than me. Even the narcissist knows they haven't found someone better than you. Even they know. They just don't appreciate you. They'd rather be with that Jezebel spirit. So you have to find someone strong enough that's not going to fall for that Jezebel spirit. And they don't want you to know that. They'll sit there and say, oh, those guys, they're cornballs. Those guys are losers. They'll say things like that. They'll hate on men and women who have more self-respect, boundaries, restraint, have standards, they hate those type of people. They don't even approach those people. The narcissist doesn't even want to get in a relationship with someone with boundaries. It's just that your boundaries, even if you had some, they completely broken those boundaries while you were with them and made you believe that boundaries aren't needed. Boundaries don't mean anything, all because they knew your value and they wanted to take from it. They wanted a piece of it. And then they got a piece and they said, I want the whole pie. I want the whole pie, and I don't care about leaving you because I'm smarter. I'm a self-aware narcissist. I know what you're going to do before you do it to me. And once you become a self-aware empath, they don't want nothing to do with you. They really don't want nothing to do with you. This is why they were preying on you while you didn't know anything. They know when a narcissist, woman or man, is not self-aware too, because they used to be one of them. They used to be just like them. They can speak on them all day long. They can tell you exactly what a narcissist is because they're one. They once were a not self-aware narcissist. Now they feel like they have standards. They have a little smirk. I have standards now. I can't allow myself to get fooled by the Jezebel spirit. I know how tough she is because I've done it to others too. So I can speak on both perspectives. Man, don't be fooled by these people. All of them. They're vultures, they're savages. You could just tell right away. They're greedy. And then they'll talk about other people being greedy. They're greedy. They're not happy. And then they'll sit there and tell you, I'm happy, smiling in your face with their big smile. They're not happy. They're lying to you. They're hateful. They're jealous people. They don't really want to help you. They don't really care about you. They care about themselves. You could tell right away. They only really care about themselves and how they look, their image. And then they try to relate to you, but there's something iffy about them. they're not really happy, even when they act like they're happy. And you know, that happiness you get from God, from having peace in your life. You don't care what people say about you. You don't care what people think, because you know where you've been, and you know the type of peace that the narcissist tried to take away from you, and you know you're not going back. So when you see people and their energy is off, there's something off about their energy, and then they're like, hey, I'm just like you. No, there's something going on with you. You're not at peace. You know, yes, we're all angry. We're all pissed at certain things we all went through, right? But we know how to have peace. Like, yeah, we might get sad here and there, but for the most part, you're going to see us have peace. So you know, those people that really don't have true peace and they're just moving fast. They're always moving fast. They're always on some BS. They're always on some BS. Always acting like they're happy. Always, 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 always. It's a lie. It's a facade. They're not happy. They don't want to give you closure. They tell you they want to help you. They're like no one else. They're different. The chosen one, right? But they really don't care. You know, they don't really want to give you true closure. They don't want to really tell you the game that is being played. They want you to be running around in circles. You don't have to run around in circles. You just have to let the narcissist run around in circles. Once someone crosses you, leave them alone and see where it's going to get them. And see how they tell other people not to tell you that they're getting their karma, because they think that you're like them, that you're waiting around, you know, that you're going to be happy. Even when the narcissist gets there, you're wondering if they get their karma because it's jacked up, not because you're happy. You're jacked up that your feelings got used and hurt. And you're wondering, how do people just do this to people and they're happy? So when they get their karma, they're like, I don't want this person to find out I got my karma. I want them to really believe I'm always happy no matter what. I want to be that strong person that just crosses people and doesn't give a damn. There's a difference between a narcissist and someone who doesn't give a damn, you know, because I really don't, but I have boundaries. I won't, there's certain things I just won't do. The narcissist does not care. They don't have any boundaries. There's nothing that they won't do or say to make you believe that they're happy. You know, you're the type of person that the narcissist could be, you know, they could have moved on and you might have found peace in your life, and you finally, you know, you're finally at peace, and the narcissist or people could say something, you know, and you're not going to sit around and lie to them and say, yeah, I moved on. I found someone new, just so it can go back to the narcissist and the narcissist can believe that you moved on. You're like, hey, I'm happy you moved on, but I still haven't moved on myself, you know. Like, you don't have a problem admitting that you haven't moved on. The narcissist will find any situation for the word to get back to you that they're happy when they're not. So I hope that this message helped you guys. I hope you guys understand more about closure, how the narcissist uses closure to manipulate you, to make you believe you have no power, but the power always lies in the closure. You know, giving yourself closure. They don't want you to believe you have the power to move on, you know, without them. They feel like, hey, I've already had sex with you, emotionally tied myself to you, have children with you. They want to brainwash you to believe that you don't have any power, but you actually, yeah, you have more power than they claim you do. So, you know, I hope that this podcast was helpful for your healing. If you guys enjoyed it, please do not forget to like this podcast. Do not forget to subscribe. If you guys still have not subscribed to my channel, don't forget to share this video. And if you guys want to book a session with me, you guys know my information's on the description box as always. And just give me 24 hours. Sending you guys lots of love. Talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.